Welcome here to St. Louis, Missouri. We are at Roosevelt High School for the matchup with the Roosevelt Rough Riders against the Soldan Tigers. It is a rainy night today, or day today. And Soldan in the yellowish color, kind of yellowish orange. And Roosevelt in the gray, red helmets. And like I said, it is nice and rainy today, so I think we're waiting on our captains here, so we're just waiting to find out from them what there we go. And 12-minute quarters as usual high school rules. I see a lot of running the ball today due to the weather. Rough Riders coming in 0-1, and honestly, trying to see. See if I can find some rosters here. Or not rosters, but the having some internet issues on my second computer here. So Roosevelt 14-22 lost to Jennings last week. Roosevelt is with Carnahan for football wise, and Soldan is with Sumner. They are 0-1. And last week, McClure North picked up a 34-24 win over Soldan. Next week, they will host Edwardsville, Illinois, the Tigers will, who are 2-0. Don't have information on them, but Gateway will host Roosevelt next week. That's on the 10th. Making sure we're all good here. Yep, so on the 10th, Roosevelt and Gateway. And Gateway is 1-1 with a loss to Riverview Gardens and a victory over Clayton. And I believe Soldan is going to receive here. Wasn't completely paying attention. But, oh, Soldan will receive the second half, I think. They're on the wrong line, most of them, but there we go. Now they found the right line. So once again, Soldan Tigers in the burnt yellow, we'll call it. Gray and red is Roosevelt Rough Riders. And a very rainy day, expected to rain the next couple hours, so not a whole lot of, not a whole lot of relief coming their way. So the camera doing the best it can it is raining that hard out there that it is like literally creating the camera fogging up a little bit. Not fogging up, but just causing the focus issues. We are off. And that kick did not go far. Roosevelt at the 50. So a 10-yard kick. No return on the 50. First and 10. This is going to be a ground football game today. Rough Riders, I do not have a roster, but a pretty decent line it looks like out there. Soldan, about the same, a little bit smaller, but we'll see how a lot of these kids know each other up here. Basically live in the same city. Big city, but the same city. And chains are going the wrong way. Oh, never mind. You have a set up my replay here. Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And now we are ready to go. Well, I think now we're ready to go. There's the whistle start. Roosevelt, and that did not go very far. We're going to have a second down and possibly 11 here. We're going to have a loss of maybe one. We'll just call it second and 11. Oh, maybe 12. Once again, first, the water causing a little bit of an issue out there. Both teams most likely going to have the same problem that they're dealing with right now. Handoff to the back. He's got room. He's going to pick up a few yards on this. We're going to gain about 3. Third and 9, third and 8 coming up. It's not a lot of traction either out there in the middle, as that mud is not looking very happy. They did a good job with the lines, though. I am impressed. Once again, thank you for watching here. I sort of normally thank my sponsors, but I don't really have too many here, so I don't have any actually here. Number 3 with the run. We're going to have a first. He's got extra yards on this. He's going to be brought down about the 11, and that will stop the clock for the first down. So first and 10 from, looks like maybe the 13, 14-yard line. So good start for Roosevelt there. Big breakaway play. We're having some learning experiences with the chains here. Roosevelt looks like a passing formation here out of a shotgun. Instead, it's a direct snap to the quarterback. We did have a decent gain on that. So second down and short, maybe 4 to go. DeMonte Bell with the run on that for the Rough Riders. Just a reminder, all Misha playoff games this year will be on Misha.tv once again. We will most likely have a few of those for you. And big hit, no gain. Third down, I believe, still 3rd and 4. So the handoff was good. The defense by Soldan seen it, and they were there. Looking back at the field, an example, that middle part is a giant mud pit right there. So we do have a penalty against Roosevelt also, so that's going to make this, looks like 2nd and 10, so the play did not count. Again, direct back to the quarterback. Little toss. He's got room if he can get through the hole. He found one. He is into the end zone. Roosevelt with the touchdown. 6-0 Rough Riders on top right now. 7:31 to go in the first quarter. So extra point coming. I don't see a whole lot of extra points being kicked here today. I believe this is 2-point territory. So one back directly behind the quarterback, most likely going there, but it would have been a bootleg run. However, penalty flag on that. So that's going to give them 1.5 yards. Kind of gave away their quarterback play, though, they had. This would be a perfect setup here for just a quarterback sneak down the middle, because you just have to lean forward enough for the line to push you basically across the goal line. Same formation, penalty flag, delay of game. So 2 penalties, 1 on each. This will move Roosevelt back to the 5 or 6 yard line. Still extra point, not an extra point. It's a 2-point conversion is what this is. And I don't know what's going on here. Looks like pass, but... And we're going to have another delay of game, so that's 5 more yards. So we're going to move back. I don't know where we're going to move back to here. We're just going to figure out where they're going to put the ball, and near the 10 still. Looks like they're trying to set something up here. Looks like a pass, honestly. I don't know. That wouldn't be my recommendation, but they pass it. And pass interference, most likely, on this against Soldan. So Tigers pass interference. So that will give Roosevelt another opportunity and half the distance to the goal once again. So far, a rocky start with penalties here, especially on this conversion. Do admit, was a pretty good passing play, though. Rough Riders. Well, we're going Twins on the right. Well, no, we're going split now. And this handoff is going nowhere. Conversion no good. Rough Riders 6, Soldan 0. We'll be back in 1 minute after this PSA.
Instilled in me the commitment to hard work. He came to this country as a farm worker. He worked with strawberries and then in cabinetry. My parents are from Michoacan, Mexico. I grew up Catholic, and we would go to church and baseball when we go to work. Everything means something. Nothing easy. I am a product of opportunity. For me, opportunity was football. We can maximize whatever life we want to have for ourselves. It's a privilege to be in a country where the vaccine is provided free. They're not going to charge you early on. My mother and my father had COVID. I'm checking in on them every day. There was a lot of buzz because of the vaccine. In order to stay safe, be around our players and my family, this is what I need to do. After I got the vaccine, I got a workout in. I may not be anybody in this world, but when people have an interaction with me, I'll provide them with the best that I can. Maya is 5 years old. We coach her. Others are important. Believe in health and loving other people. That's what we do.
The Kickapoo Chiefs in Ozark Conference action, and we might be back up here next week. I am not sure yet. That kick is illegal procedure on the kick. And a flag back here on this side now. So we have a penalty against the Rough Riders on top of illegal procedure. So not sure. The kick can be re-kicked, but I'm not sure what the penalty on Roosevelt is going to be reassessed as. It appears they're going to give them the ball at the 35. So the penalty being assessed. So I believe it was a unsportsmanlike or late hit, something of that nature, 15-yard penalty. So 1st and 10 from the 50 for the Tigers. Number 5 quarterback there. We got an I formation. See the Tigers offense for the first time today. And the ball loose on the snap. We have a penalty flag. This will be right on the 50, the penalty flag. Not sure. It's going to be 5-yard penalty against the offense. So still first down, just 15 to go instead. Once again, thank you, Roosevelt High School, for allowing us to be here. Soldan slipping through. They are going to be brought down 2nd and 4. So 9-yard gain on the play, roughly. So another problem with wet jerseys is it is hard to tackle. Got the bowling ball effect going on is what's going to happen throughout this game, especially in that mud. You can see a few of them already. Looking rather muddy out there. Once again, multiple backs. This time the fullback will get it. Roosevelt is there. That was 56. Broke through the line for the sack. That's going to be a big play. Third down and loss of a couple on that, but big stop and momentum for Roosevelt. So David Johnson on the big tackle there. There's a little bit of delay on the stream for some reason. That is, if it's on yours, it is not me. That's a YouTube buffering issue. So I do apologize for that. I can't fix that. So everything on my end is sending out good. Try lowering the quality possibly. And we're going to have a whistle. So delay of game. That's 5 more yards for Soldan. .425 on the actual game clock. I'll update it when I get a chance. I think he's trying to pass it, but his knee is down. So big play again. That is number 28 with the grab, I believe, to pull the knee down. So that's going to bring up a 4th and a long way to go here. So another big defensive play. Looked like he was trying to get a bootleg pass out, and as soon as he made the turn, Roosevelt was there and made him scramble and got just enough to disrupt what was going on. 3:36 on the official game clock. I believe we have a punter back here, so. And the punter, they're going to run this. And Roosevelt will take over inside Soldan territory. 1st and 10, 3:14 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back after this quick break for more football. Back here again, ready to go here. Both these teams, pretty good numbers this year. Roosevelt a little thin on players, but still ample players. Decent looking squad so far. We're going to have a timeout. Not sure who the timeout is on here, but we will be back in 1 minute with more football.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out.
Here's my resume.
But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
Too many real-world experience.
it's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
So back out here again, following the timeout. Not sure who it was on, but I think it was Soldan. And whistles on the snap. False start on the offense. So they're going to start 1st and 15. Quarterback snap. Ball is dropped. It's going to be ruled a fumble recovery, not an incomplete pass, but that's going to be a loss of several yards. I don't know, 18 sounds good. Not 100% sure. Last night, Cardinal Ritter picked up a victory over Vashon. Try to get some more scores here. We'll see what else is going on in the region, along with some district updates throughout this. And big hit, short gain, about a yard, 3rd and long coming up. Looking back here, we will go to Roosevelt and we'll take a look at the district standings here. What happened yesterday? We have, I don't know what formation that is, but it is interesting. The pass brought down, fumble. Soldan will take over. That is a backwards pass, so that is a fumble. And Tigers will take over 1st and 10 in Roosevelt territory. So if it goes backwards, that is a fumble. Well, maybe. It was ruled a fumble. Not taking the direct route through the mud. There we go. Now the first down is definitely not back there. Seeing where we're going here. We're going to be the 42-yard line. That is going to be the winner. So Soldan with the first down now on the 42 after the fumble. They're trying their best to keep the football dry. It's not going very well. 6-0 lead for Roosevelt still. Tigers coming out, I formation, multiple backs. They're going to try to pass. Incomplete. That'll bring up a 2nd down. I would think if it would have been dry, he would not have lost his balance, and that would be a touchdown. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Soldan. So looking at districts right now, University City in the lead in the Roosevelt district with 68 points. Cardinal Ritter, 58. Herculaneum 2-0 at 55 points. And Lutheran South, 49. So Roosevelt, not the easiest district in the area. Several pretty good teams in that. Bayless 1-1 with 32 points, and depends on what Roosevelt does here. That is fumbled. Big loss. That's going to bring up 3rd and a long way to go on this. So we're over 20 on this one. As I mentioned, we are nearing the end of the quarter here. It may, it's not going to run out on this play, but it may run out on this play. And Bishop DeBorg 0-2 with 12 points currently. So last play most likely of this quarter. And penalty flag. That's going to be against the Tigers, so we're going to stick with this number. It has gotten further. And with that, the clock will run down to 0 after the penalty. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be back with more football after these messages from Misha.
Any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back here, Roosevelt High School, second quarter ready to start. Third and about 27 for the Tigers. So Soldan's district includes Parkway North, currently 2-0, Parkway Central, who's currently 2-0. They both virtually share that top spot. They will play each other. Bashan, who's 1-1, Jennings, who's 1-1, and then Confluence Prep and Soldan are both 0-1 currently. But that will change after today. And penalty flag on that. Clayton is 0-2, so a little more competitive district at the bottom level, but not sure about Parkway North and Parkway Central. So Roosevelt with a penalty there, so we will replay the down and do this again. Tigers in motion, snap to the quarterback. He's going to pass it. That is incomplete. So that's going to force a punt situation here for the Tigers. And Tigers line up in the punt formation. Number 7. Well, I don't know. They may try to run this again. And penalty flag on the snap. So that's 5 more yards for Soldan. Advancing for them. But not really very helpful because they're still kind of in the hole. That punt is good. Roosevelt misses one. He is trapped in the corner, though. And he is still on his feet. He is going. If he can make it, he makes it past tippy toes, slips another. Big gain on the play. First and 10 from just about the 20. We're going to take a quick look back at this return here, and looks like he's caught right there. Slips away again. Breaks free, escapes the sideline tackle near the 50, nearly escapes that one, and if he would have been just a step ahead, we'd have a touchdown right here. So first and 10 now coming up. Nearly inside the red zone. We got a whistle. So timeout Roosevelt. We'll be back in 1 minute with more football.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out.
Here's my resume.
But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
The real-world experience.
it's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Back here again. Rain sounds like it's picking up a little bit. So looking at Gateway, another PHL school. Their district is St. Mary's in first, Union in second. Both undefeated. Rockwood Summit and Windsor 1-1, and they are sitting fifth right now. And now we are ready to go. Definitely going to be a handoff, number 1. Well, he's going to pick up enough to get to the 15 there, so big run for the Rough Riders. Second and about 3 or so coming up, maybe 4. Gateway is Class 4. The ball's loose. Soldan has it. And Tigers will take over 34-yard line. Looks like the 31-yard line. First and 10 Tigers. We got a player down here. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in after this message.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Soldan Tigers, first and 10. Now we're ready to go here. Rain complicating things a little. Indirect snap. Big run for a first. So new set of chains. Thank you once again for joining us here for Waynesville football next week. Be sure to follow Tiger TV on Facebook as they will broadcast the home game. And short run, not a lot on that, 2nd and 9. They're in the mud pit here, which is the rather difficult running part of this. So we got split receivers on here. Quarterback, he's going to pick up a decent amount, 3rd and 3. So pretty good run there to advance and get the ball kind of away from the mud. Once again, all playoff games are on Misha.tv. All games I stream are free with the exception of playoff games. And those will be mentioned when that does happen. It will generally be on YouTube. And Soldan will take a timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Instilled in me the commitment to hard work. He came to this country as a farm worker. He worked with strawberries and then in cabinetry. My parents are from Michoacan, Mexico. I grew up Catholic and we would go to church and baseball when we go to work.
Everything means something. Nothing easy.
I am a product of opportunity. For me, opportunity was football. We can maximize whatever life we want to have for ourselves. It's a privilege to be in a country where the vaccine is provided free. They're not going to charge you early on. My mother and my father had COVID. I'm checking in on them every day. There was a lot of buzz because of the vaccine. In order to stay safe, be around our players and my family, this is what I need to do. After I got the vaccine, I got a workout in. I may not be anybody in this world, but when people have an interaction with me, I'll provide them with the best that I can. Maya is 5 years old. We coach her. Others are important. Believe in health and loving other people. That's what we do.
So 3rd down coming up, 3rd and short. 8:08 in the half. And 4th down, he was down before the fumble, but it's going to be a 1-yard gain, 4th and 2. It's an example that mud is literally a mud puddle now. Tigers again, penalty flag before the snap. And against the offense, that will add 5 yards against Soldan. So they're going to be moved back on this 4th down. Soldan needs to make it to the opposite side of the 50, at least 2 yards in order to do this. The 47 to continue. is narrowly picked off. So turnover on downs. Roosevelt will take over. It looks like on the 45 of the Tigers. We'll be back in 15 seconds for more football after this PSA. So Rough Riders, 7:09 in the half, first and 10 from the 45 of the Tigers. They're in the gray and red. Soldan Tigers in the yellowish color. And we have definitely a running set here. And once again, that mud causing a problem in the middle. I would say these field conditions are probably as bad as these. Well, they're about like the Chicago Bears in the first week. I think they're trying to check the field condition out there with the hands. It's muddy. And looking at the line there, the crossing the ball penalty. Nope, never mind. Still trying to sort out the situation here. I would say this is not optimal field conditions is the way to put it. So it looks like a pass here, but I'm going to assume this is a run for the Rough Riders. I don't see a passing situation on my playbook here. And we're going to have a stop by the Tigers. They're going to lose, it's like 15, a couple more yards, 17 now. So 3rd and 17 coming up. So again, same sort of handoff. And this is going to be a 4th and a lot longer to go. It's going to be about 20. No, 30. So definitely they have to make it for a first to the 35-yard line on the other side of the field. They're currently on the 34-yard line of their own, so not the ideal situation. Under 4 minutes and a half. And the punter, well, they're going to give this up, but I believe we have some laundry in the middle. So holding penalty is declined. 1st and 10 in Rough Rider territory. So Tigers will take over 34-yard line, it looks like. Might be a little further up. Closer to the 30, possibly. Good news is a heavy rain has stopped out there, but it has left a few problems on the field, I would assume. Still trying to figure out field position here. We'll take a 15-second break. We'll be back. Back here, not sure if that was a timeout or a water break. I believe it's just a break. But it is first and 10, 33-yard line, I believe. So Roosevelt still on top, but not a big margin. And second down, about half a yard loss, so still second and 10, second and 11. Little toss play, number 4. He's going to be brought down, and we're at the point where neither team is able to really do anything here. So third down. Two and a half minutes roughly remaining in this first half. We're going to have to pull out a whole bunch of hair dryers at halftime. Soldan still has room. That is passed. That is caught. And we're going to have a first and goal just short of the goal line here. See where it's spotted. Looks like the 2-yard line. Beautiful pass on that. So quarterback able to get free. Just enough to get a look downfield for the catch, and just short of the touchdown. He might have had that touchdown looking at the replay. However, first and goal is also good to have. And in for the touchdown. So we are tied up here at 6 apiece. 1:20 to go in the first half. Looking at what the it looked like he did. All right, well, I guess we did not have a score there. And okay, so it was a score. That was the extra. That was the extra possession there. So it was 1:20 on the clock before the confusion, but either way, 1:20 is not going to make a big difference. We are knotted up at 6 apiece. So thank you once again for being here, and we'll be back after this 30-second still on their feet. They're going to make it up to, I believe, the 50. Able to slip their way through on that. And 55 seconds will run the clock down. 1st and 10 from pretty much midfield. So Roosevelt has less than a minute here to score, or we're going to go into this evened up right now. So 6-all here. 1st and 10 from the... It's not 1st and 2 from the 10. Looking at the official board there, but it's 1st and 10 from the 50. Our volleyball broadcast for Tuesday has been canceled from Dixon. That game is not happening now. And the ball is down. So that's going to result in a loss of, looks like 5. So 2nd and 15. Really, I mean, I don't blame him for still going back because he could have an inadvertent whistle, and I've seen times where that could be a fumble. So timeout Roosevelt. We'll be back in 1 minute with more football. Here's a message from Misha.
Any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
I want to thank Roosevelt once again for allowing me to be here and the hospitality that they always provide. And this game is an educational experience. So 33 seconds to go. 2nd down. Pass. Nearly picked off. Possibly. I could almost see that as a pass interference, but the field conditions possibly caused that, but I could see a pass interference on that also. But that will stop the clock with 23 seconds. And that's going to... Handoff. 4th down now and possibly 12, but they can run the clock out and quarter or the end of the half, and they are going to do that. So we're going to go into halftime, tied 6-all here from St. Louis, Missouri at Roosevelt High School. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for more football. And back here, start of the second half. Roosevelt will kick off to Soldan. Tigers on their feet. Brought down about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. So, tied ball game here, 6-6. Very muddy ball game. Those old school type mud bowl games, pretty much. And I do not have any updates from the area here. I tried to find some, but did not find a whole bunch of updates. Went through the districts earlier and went through them. Well, look back at some scenarios here. That's going to be a second, maybe a first. That is a first, so big first down run for the Tigers here. This may turn into who scores next. You know, who may win this ball game. Was scheduled to rain till 2, but luckily it is not. That is on the ground. That's a loss of about 4, so 2nd and 14. Once again, thank you for joining us here in 2 weeks. We'll be at Springfield for the Waynesville Kickapoo football game. Kind of got a little gap of not many broadcasts coming up due to scheduling of the schools, and, well, I'm out of fingers and toes here, so we're going to say 20. 24 is a good number to guess on. Tigers need to make it to the opposite 45-yard line. So 31 is officially what is, according to the announcer. So we'll stick with 31. Trying for the fake pass. Quarterback has some room. And he will be down. He's going to have, well, he'll be down at the 35 of the opposite end. So they need to make to the 45 of the other end. It's 4th down and 10, we'll say 20. Mm, 25. Sounds good to me. Clock continuing to roll here. It's one of the good things about a running style game. And penalty, 5 yards back to 30. So replay the down. We might have an extra player out there. We got someone coming out. Punt is up. Roosevelt with the return. They are big hit right there by the Rough Riders. Number 50. Just shy of the 40, but Roosevelt will take over near midfield. And we'll be back after this PSA for more football.
My name is Sidney Bateman, aka Reggie. I think it's important to get vaccinated because we have to do our part. And if we don't do our part, then how can we move forward? How can we proceed going on with life? Well, not do your part, get vaccinated, and let's live this thing called life the right way.
So 1st and 10, 45-yard line of the Tigers. Rough Riders in control right now. Looking like a pass. And big save there by the Tigers. 1-yard gains, 2nd and 9. He had an open hole past that if he would have made it. And Rough Riders again lining up. Looking like a pass, but I think we all know we're going to be throwing 99% of the time here, or running the ball. And we have a penalty flag in the back. This is on the Tigers side. So delay of game, that will move them back 5 yards. Still 2nd down. Ball on the ground. Tigers fell on it. Still on the ground. Roosevelt, I believe, will hang on to the ball, but it's going to be 25 yards back now. So a lot of ground to gain now. 3rd and about 25. Big 3rd down. Ball again on the ground. Roosevelt once again. That's 4th and, well, they're on the other side of the city at this point here, so it's close to 30. So once again, same situation as the start of the Tigers here. They're trouble handling the ball. Really a lot. There's not much you can do. It's pretty difficult. This is a punt situation only. There's not a lot of other options here. Punter just off the back of the camera. Well, I don't know about this. If he can get by, this is good, but that will give the ball at the 40 to the Tigers. So 1st and 10, Tigers heading the other way.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
Still talking to your friends?
It's complicated.
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji.
Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone. You have the skills. Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
So we've got a break on the field here currently, and concerning your question there, I would say Roosevelt, by the way, on that. Just by the results so far this season. I will try to do that game here. We'll see how things go and what happens down the road. But the Tigers now are taking over, and as we can see, the mud pit is growing. It is now at least 25 yards, 30 yards wide down the middle. See how they handle the ball. This is good. I don't know if gloves would help at this or not. They're going to pass it. They're going to catch it. And still on their feet all the way to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers after a big gain on that. 25-yard gain on the play for the Tigers. Looking back here, as soon as he got the catch, able to slip around one. And possibly if his other defender wasn't there, this may be a different story. However, good field position either way. And they're going to pick up, they're going to be close to a touchdown here. So we're going to have 1st and goal. Both these teams pretty evenly matched here, but also the conditions are leveling both of these teams out. Bishop DeBourge and Roosevelt will face each other on the 30th. That will be at Bishop DeBourge. And time out, I believe, on the field. So we'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be back after this PSA about Veterans Crisis Prevention. Or if you need help, call the new 988 mental health number for mental health services and other needs, non-emergency.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out.
Here's my resume.
But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
Too many real-world experience.
it's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources.
Back here again. First and goal for the Tigers. On their feet. They're going to lose. Penalty flag after the play. Unsportsmanlike against Roosevelt. So generally that is when something is said that shouldn't be said. We do not have a ejection rule with that. As college, you do. There's a 2 unsportsmanlike ejection rule, not in high school. But looking back at Bishop DeBourge, they had a 12-42 loss to DeSoto, and St. Pius out of Festus, 0-47 loss. And Roosevelt will travel there on the 30th. A rematch from last year. That game also on Allen Hilliard Sports. They will travel to Columbia to face Father Tolton. It's a fun trip. Ball loose. Roosevelt jumps on it. They will take over. 1st and 10. Ball popped out on the snap, and Roosevelt quick to jump on it. 1st and 10. Rough Riders. That ball is slippery as can be right now. I guarantee it. So big break for Roosevelt here. Tigers in potentially guaranteed scoring territory, but a turnover will change this momentum. And that's not going to go very far, as we're going to have a loss on the play of 1. So 2nd and 11. Once again, if you look down there, that mud is also right along that goal line. So that's creating some issues also. Remember back when I was in high school, before the turf field, we had the grass field, which definitely we did not use until game day. But here they have soccer and other things at play, so not a lot of options on that. 2nd down. But this field's going to take a little bit to dry. And another big stop on that. So 3rd and about 14 now. And the clock close to a minute left in the quarter. 3rd quarter going pretty quick here, but due to pretty much all running conditions. Timeout. Someone called the timeout on the... Well, so we'll take a break here. We'll be back in 1 minute after this PSA.
Instilled in me the commitment to hard work. He came to this country as a farm worker. He worked with strawberries and then in cabinetry. My parents are from Michoacan, Mexico. I grew up Catholic, and we would go to church and baseball when we go to work.
Everything means something. Nothing easy.
I am a product of opportunity. For me, opportunity was football. We can maximize whatever life we want to have for ourselves. It's a privilege to be in a country where the vaccine is provided free. They're not going to charge you early on. My mother and my father had COVID. I'm checking in on them every day. There was a lot of buzz because of the vaccine. In order to stay safe, be around our players and my family, this is what I need to do. After I got the vaccine, I got a workout in. I may not be anybody in this world, but when people have an interaction with me, I'll provide them with the best that I can. Maya is 5 years old. We coach her. Others are important. Believe in health and loving other people. That's what we do.
Back here at Roosevelt High School here. Once again, our next scheduled broadcast is in 2 weeks from Springfield, Missouri at Kickapoo High School on Friday night. Those Waynesville games provided by Security Bank of Pulaski County, Chris Bills Basketball, and Route 66 Garage of Waynesville since 1972. Also, Dixon Bulldogs, some action in a few weeks. We'll have some softball, maybe some more baseball. And I believe he was tackled, but he is still in bounds. He is not behind the goal line, so we're going to have 4th and... He's still in play, so clock is running. And it looks like Roosevelt will run this quarter out as they have 14 seconds to make something happen. So 7 seconds, and we'll go to the end of the quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute after this message from Misha about sportsmanship. With the 4th quarter, we are knotted at 6 apiece.
Any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back here, start of the 4th. I should probably put that on the scoreboard. 4th and about 15 for Roosevelt. There it is. Trying to find where the ball is going to be set up at. Now, the good thing on this side of the field is there's not a lot of mud here. It's still grass, so it's a little better than what their other situation is on the other side. Last night's player of the game was Michael Kelsey Jr. for the Waynesville Tigers, especially for his 72-yard touchdown run to start the Tigers scoring. And Soldan, the ball bobbled. Soldan still on their feet. And it looks like we got multiple penalty flags, so I don't think this is going to be a touchdown. So we're going to take a break. We will be back in a couple minutes. We have an injury on the field.
Good. I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy.
We just found it. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad!
Whoa!
You made time.
That was perfect. Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me.
Nice.
But I heard every word.
And back here, looks like he is all right down there. A block in the back. Trainer taking care of him. And that will not allow the touchdown. Oh, I hit the camera. Made it angry. But anyway, the touchdown does not count. So that'll move it to a 1st and 10 from the 45 for the Tigers. Once we figure out. Okay, so it is 1st and 10 from the 45. Again, handoff to the back. Pretty good run there. He's going to get close. He's going to be down. It's a 2nd down and short. So it is 2nd and short. And we are back in that area that is not very nice to people at the moment for doing anything in the mud. Again, this time handoff to the quarterback. We'll keep her by the quarterback and loss on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 7 for the Tigers. Both these teams out here, you can see our mud path is continuing to grow almost all the way to the 20 now on this side, and it is extending to the 30 on the other side. Clock continues to roll, 9.5 minutes in the ball game. Timeout. Tigers will be back in a minute.
Instilled in me the commitment to hard work. He came to this country as a farm worker. He worked with strawberries and then in cabinetry. My parents are from Michoacan, Mexico. I grew up Catholic and we would go to church and baseball when we go to work.
Everything means something. Nothing easy.
I am a product of opportunity. For me, opportunity was football. We can maximize whatever life we want to have for ourselves. It's a privilege to be in a country where the vaccine is provided free. They're not going to charge you early on. My mother and my father had COVID. I'm checking in on them every day. There was a lot of buzz because of the vaccine. In order to stay safe, be around our players and my family, this is what I need to do. After I got the vaccine, I got a workout in. I may not be anybody in this world, but when people have an interaction with me, I'll provide them with the best that I can. Maya is 5 years old. We coach her. Others are important. Believe in health and loving other people. That's what we do.
Tigers again back on offense here. I believe they are they're going for a pass. And this is incomplete. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 7 now. So that's going to force another punting situation. Oh, 4th and 9, actually. And looks like Tigers now ready to go. Little misdirection snap. Big stop on 4th down. It is still down. So no penalties. It should be Rough Rider football. Going the other way. So if turnover on downs, Rough Riders will take over. First and 10 from near midfield. Oh, clock was still running. So 8 minutes remain basically in this game, and the Mud matching Roosevelt a little bit there. And slipped on the Mud, 2nd down and about, we're going to lie, about 15 here. So the Tigers line up in a, well, we got a safety out back, cover 1 it looks like. Roosevelt, pass to 7. He's still got room. I believe the ball came loose. However, we're still going to have a 3rd down here. slipped on the mud. So 3rd and about 15. Once again, Cardinal Ritter picked up a victory over Vashon last night. And Gateway had a loss last night at home. This PHL game, though, and 4th down now, so this conditions, again, causing some problems. I don't know how overtime would work here because I don't know if either team could really score at this moment here because the conditions. But it's going to come down to really who gets the next score somehow. If they have a kicker, I mean, I don't know how well they can get a field goal out of this, but that would be an option. They can punt. And Tigers, they're going to make it back to the kicking team area here, and another penalty flag thrown. So we have another possible unsportsmanlike. But see where the penalty flag is. Because it came after the end of the play. And they are pointing towards the Tigers, so they're walking the other direction. So we are going to have a 1st down. Tigers will take over. However, they're not going to take over where they were. They're going to continue to move back here, and 35 maybe? Oh, we're still going. Oh, we are still going. So we had something there. I'm not sure what it was, but they are all the way back at the 15-yard line, maybe? That's a long walk across town there. So 5:16 left in the ball game. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from inside their own 20. Handoff. And we have, nope, he is all right there. So that'll bring up 2nd down and about halfway, so 5 yards. Once again, thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching. Please remember to follow, as we'll have many sports here, especially updates on districts and what games will be streamed. That is incomplete. And that's a 3rd down. A couple Rough Riders fighting over that, and just in the mud, couldn't do a whole lot. But a turnover here would result in Roosevelt having real good field position, especially at the end of the game. So we'll see what the it's looking like a looks like a pass. This works, pretty good play, but I don't know about how well it's going to work. And big tackle on the quarterback by Roosevelt, just in front of the 20. So that's going to result in a 4th down. So this game quickly becoming a last-minute, literally a last-minute ball game here for scoring because not a lot of time left on the clock, and it's still going. I don't know if the Tigers really, I don't know if they'd want to go for it here, though, because if they don't get it, they're almost giving away some sort of points. We have a timeout. Tigers, that is, I believe, their last. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out.
Here's my resume.
But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
Any real-world experience.
it's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
Still talking.
The run.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out.
Here's my resume.
But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
real-world experience.
it's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Second and 5, having some equipment issues with audio, but Roosevelt still on their feet and still going. They're going to need to take a timeout. Well, they don't need one now. They got a first. So it's 12 seconds to go. They're going to want to start in a hurry here. And they are going to take the timeout. So we'll be back in 1 minute.
Instilled in me the commitment to hard work. He came to this country as a farm worker. He worked with strawberries and then in cabinetry. My parents are from Michoacan, Mexico. I grew up Catholic, and we would go to church and baseball when we go to work.
Everything means something. Nothing easy.
I am a product of opportunity. For me, opportunity was football. We can maximize whatever life we want to have for ourselves. It's a privilege to be in a country where the vaccine is provided free. They're not going to charge you early on. My mother and my father had COVID. I'm checking in on them every day. There was a lot of buzz because of the vaccine. In order to stay safe, be around our players and my family, this is what I need to do. After I got the vaccine, I got to work out in. I may not be anybody in this world, but when people have an interaction with me, I'll provide them with the best that I can. Maya is 5 years old. We coach her. Others are important. Believe in health, in loving other people. That's what we do.
Back here, 12 seconds to go. First down again for Roosevelt. This is do or die time here. Both teams are tied, so. Incomplete. Second down. They have time for 2 more passes, possibly, if they can get them quick. They don't need a timeout now. The clock is stopped. So 2nd and 10. That is fumbled. And that will end regulation, possibly. So I'm at 0. Game clock is at 0. I heard a whistle out there. So I believe, is that the end of regulation there? We are at 0 here. Well, that appears to be... are going into overtime. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more football after this 2-minute PSA.
Good.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy.
We just found it. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad!
Whoa!
You made time.
That was perfect. Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me.
Nice.
But I heard every word.
We are still waiting on the overtime. Not sure, something's going on the other side, but we'll be back after these messages.
Any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
LA County. The right help is right here. 988 is a 24/7 confidential and free emergency line for mental health related distress, including thoughts of suicide, as well as substance use crisis. So who should dial, text, or chat 988? Anyone. If you are having feelings like you can't go on, contact 988. If you cross paths with a stranger who is having a mental health emergency, contact 988. If you are with a loved one who is having a substance use crisis, contact 988. It can be for yourself, for your loved ones, or anyone in need of help. If it feels like a crisis to you, then it's a crisis. Contact 988. At the other end of the line, you'll find trained, compassionate crisis professionals who can help you over the phone or connect callers with community resources, including those that can provide an immediate response. 988, the compassionate connection for those experiencing mental health emergencies, suicidal thoughts, or substance use crisis. The right help is right here.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
You're still talking to your friends? It's complicated.
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji!
Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone. You have the skills. Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
Shot up, that is in, Murray with the win. And we are back here. It looks like we're going to be on the right side of the field. And Roosevelt will, I believe, have the ball first. So the rules of this are each team will have alternating possessions until someone scores. As I mentioned, with the field conditions, this might be interesting. And we are just honestly waiting for them to get ready. So Roosevelt, if they score here and they can hold the Tigers on defense, they will win. If the Tigers can hold the Roosevelt on defense and they score, then they're making this very close. I was thinking it was a 20, but they're going to start at the 10. So first down for Roosevelt. 10 yards separate them from possible victory here. Soldan will have a chance. Running Roosevelt. That is just short of the end zone for a second down. Second and very short now. That was a 7-yard gain on the play. About 3 yards to go for the Rough Riders. So Roosevelt again lines up. Second down, they're going to run towards that. That is a touchdown, Roosevelt. Now, Roosevelt will have a chance for an extra possession here now as they still have an extra point to go. They did not win the game yet. Tigers will still have an opportunity. But Roosevelt should still have an extra or 2-point conversion coming. It's a big 2-point conversion for the Rough Riders here. This could make or break the game. A little bit of confusion with the rules on that. I thought it was the 20, but I guess it started from the 10. If both teams get the 10, it's still fair either way. So first conversion was no good. Timeout. Soldan will be back in 1 minute with more football.
Instilled in me the commitment to hard work. He came to this country as a farm worker. He worked with strawberries and then in cabinetry. My parents are from Michoacan, Mexico. I grew up Catholic and we would go to church and baseball when we go to work.
Everything means something. Nothing easy.
I am a product of opportunity. For me, opportunity was football. We can maximize whatever life we want to have for ourselves. It's a privilege to be in a country where the vaccine is provided free. They're not going to charge you early on. My mother and my father had COVID. I'm checking in on them every day. There was a lot of buzz because of the vaccine. In order to stay safe, be around our players and my family, this is what I need to do. After I got the vaccine, I got a workout in. I may not be anybody in this world, but when people have an interaction with me, I'll provide them with the best that I can. Maya is 5 years old. We coach her. Others are important. Believe in health, in loving other people. That's what we do.
So back here at Roosevelt High School, Rough Riders. 2-point conversion coming up. The Tigers will have an option for offense also. But a conversion will give them a very positive outcome of this game. At least make it where Soldan would have to get a conversion with the touchdown. 2-point conversion on the way. And Rough Riders conversion is good. 14-6, Roosevelt on top. We'll be back after this PSA with the Tigers' chance at offense.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. You get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
So back here, Tigers now lined up, 1st and 10 from the 10. Sweep and Soldan. They're going to be close. They're going to be 2nd down. Four yards to go. Tigers again line up. This is most likely going to be another run. Ball loose. Did Roosevelt get it? If Roosevelt got it, that is a Roosevelt victory. Final score, 14-6. And final score here from Roosevelt High School, 14-6 on the fumble. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. We will see you all later.